Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. So yesterday we started with the chapter 4 concepts, and one of the important topics, as I mentioned yesterday, is uh, the pronouns, and inshallah I will be taking pronouns in most of the classes in future, and whenever we will be beginning the class, inshallah we will go through the practice of pronouns. So I request all of you, pronouns is called damair in Arabic language, so try to use Arabic terminologies, so it will so you will remember them. And I want all of you to repeat when I'm practicing this. So just repeat after me, repeat along with me with a loud voice at your home, and you have to keep on repeating this for the sake of practice. So I mentioned that there are two kinds of damair: damirun munfasil and damirun muttasil. So munfasil means detached and muttasil means attached. So muttasil are those damair that gets attached to a ism or a harf, okay, or it can be even to a fi'l. So these are those damair that gets attached to ism, fi'l or harf, okay. So these are muttasil. Now damir munfasil, these are detached, they are standalone, okay. Now in this chapter we are only going to learn munfasil, not muttasil, okay. The muttasil will be coming in future, inshallah. Always remember, dhamir munfasil are always marfu. Dhamir munfasil are always marfu. They do not come as mansoob and majroor. Dhamir munfasil never come in the status of nasab and jar. They always come in the status of rafa. So they are always marfu. Okay. Now, when it comes to muttasil, they can come as mansoob or majroor. So they can be either in nasab status or they can be in the status of jar. So this is something you can remember now. Very soon you will know it. Now, okay. So al-ghaib means third person, mukhatab means second person, mutakallim means first person. Okay. Now let's practice it. Huwa, huma, hum. Huwa means he, huma means they, two masculine. Hum means they all masculine. Hiya, huma, hunna. Hiya means she. Huma means they two, feminine. Hunna means they all, feminine. Okay, muannas. Anta, antuma, antum. You two, you all. Anti, antuma, antunna, you two, you all. These are for feminine. Okay. Ana, nahnu. So again, please repeat it. Huwa, huma, hum. Hiya, huma, hunna. Anta, antuma, antum. Anti, antuma, antunna. Ana, nahnu. Okay. So this is a good way to practice it on your fingers. So always designate these two fingers for masculine, designate these two fingers for feminine. Okay. So these two are. So now let's practice this. Let me see. Some people are having. They are not able to hear me properly. Let me check my audio settings. Is it okay, brothers and sisters? Okay. So, so these fingers are So these fingers are for masculine and these two are for feminine. So you can count on the fingers. Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna, ana, nahnu. You can lift your hand, and as I'm reading it, you can count on your fingers. Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna, ana, nahnu. Huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna, ana, nahnu. Okay. So inshallah, we will be going through such practice every day, and during every class, inshallah. And you also keep on practicing yourself uh, in your free time, anytime you can just keep on practicing this. So yesterday I explained to you Shibu Jumla Jar Majroor. Now I am going to take another example today. Muhammadun fil bayti. Muhammadun fil bayti. Now, does this make sense? Now, fil bayti, I know fil bayti is what? Jar Majroor. Or I can call this as Shibhu Jumla, similar to Jumla, similar to sentence, but still it's not a sentence. Fil bayti means in the house. It gives some sense, but it doesn't complete the meaning. Okay? In the house. Now, when I am saying Muhammadun fil bayti, so the meaning of that is Muhammad is in the house. Muhammad is in the house. So this indicates that this whole thing is a sentence. This whole thing is a jumla, right? So this is a jumla. So now when the moment I know that, okay, it's a jumla, now you need to identify what kind of jumla is this. Is it jumlatul ismiya or is it jumlatul fi'liya? I told you jumlatul ismiya are those jumla that begins with ism, and jumlatul fi'liya are those jumla that begins with fi'l. So now this one begins with Muhammad. So this is jumlatul ismiya. Yes. So this is jumlatul ismiya. Now the moment I say jumlatul ismiya, I I will look for two things in it. I will look for two things in it. I will look for mubtada and khabar. So who is the subject of talk here? Subject of talk in the sentence is the mubtada. So Muhammadun fil bayti. So Muhammad is the subject of talk. Okay. So it is what? It is mubtada. Now mubtada, I told you, most of the time mubtada is ma'arfa. Most of the time mubtada is ma'arfa. Muhammad is name of a person. Now, though it is ending with tanween, but it is name of a person, so it is ma'arfa. So it is ma'arfa. It is satisfying the condition of mubtada. And also I told mubtada is always marfu. Mubtada is always marfu. So since Muhammad is mubtada, so it is marfu. Okay. Now this is the grammatical analysis of a sentence. I told you that my way of teaching this book will be doing the analysis of each and every sentence. Now this is going to so you will be understanding it perfectly. So you will know it very nicely. So you will know exactly what are the different parts of the sentences. So Muhammad is mubtada, hence it is marfu, because mubtada is always marfu. You will remember the rules. Now, if you look at the sentence, so from your common sense, you can make out what is the news about Muhammad. Okay, what is the khabar about Muhammad? The khabar of Muhammad, from a common sense, my common sense tells me that
Fil bayti is the khabar of Muhammad. In the house is the khabar of Muhammad. Fil bayti. So this means, now what is fil bayti? Fi is harfu jar. Fi is harfu jar. So I told you, after harfu jar, the ism that follows that is ism majroor, because harfu jar makes the ism majroor fil baiti. Okay, so it's called ism majroor. And what is this combination? Fil baiti. This is jar majroor. This combination is jar majroor. But at the same time, this is shibhu jumla. Okay, it is like jumla. So I can call it as shibhu jumla khabar. I can call this as shibhul jumlatil khabar. Okay, shibhul jumlati khabar. So I can call this as Shibhu Jumla Khabar. Simple, you can say this way. So this is Jar Majrur, Shibhu Jumla Khabar. Now this is the complete grammatical analysis of this sentence. Now, whatever sentences that will be coming in the book, in the textbook, you should do the grammatical analysis in your notebook. So you write that sentence and do this analysis. Now this will make your grammar very perfect. You will remember it. It will be stored in your brain permanently. It will never go out of your brain. So you write it, or you can mark on your textbook. You print your textbook and you mark it, and you label there. This is that Muhammad. This is ma'arfa. It is mubtada, and hence it is marfu. Or you can do this such analysis on computer in Microsoft Word or whatever uh, that you prefer, whatever is your choice. So this is the grammatical analysis of the sentence. So I spoke about khabar. Now I spoke about khabar in chapter number 3, I believe. Okay, in chapter number 3, I spoke to you about khabar there also. And the example I took in chapter number 3 was, for example, al-qalamu maksurun. The pen is broken. Al-qalamu maksurun. The pen is broken. So what is the mubtada in al-qalamu maksurun? Al-qalamu is mubtada, because that is the subject of talk. And what is the information about pen is maksurun. It is broken. So maksurun is khabar. Now in that sentence, all the examples that I took in chapter number 3, the khabar was single word. The khabar was single word. Maksurun. That was the khabar. That was single word. Now, first time you see here, the khabar is not single word, rather it is two words. Fil baiti. So let's see what are different types of khabar. So what is the different types of khabar that we have learned till now? Single word. And most of the time, single word khabar is nakira. Most of the time, single word khabar is nakira. Okay. And when it is single word khabar, it is always marfu. Remember, this is a rule. When it is single word khabar, it is always marfu. Now, what is the second type of khabar that we learned? Second type of khabar that we learned is Shibu Jumla Jar Majroor Khabar. Shibu Jumla Jar Majroor Khabar. So you can say Jar Majroor Khabar. So these are the two kinds of khabar that you have learnt today till now. One is single word khabar. So if it is single word khabar, it is always marfu. And most of the time it is nakira. But if it is Shibu Jumla, then Shibu Jumla also have different types. You are going to learn very soon more. Now, as of now, what you have learnt is Jar Majroor. So two khabar you know, single word and Jar Majroor. Single word and Jar Majroor. Remember this. More will be coming. More types of khabar will be coming very soon. Every chapter, inshallah, whatever forthcoming chapters are coming after this, 5, 6, more types of khabar will be added. So as of now, you know two types of khabar. Now let's go. Let's have another analysis of another sentence. Ash-shamsu wal-qamaru fis samai. Now you see, brothers and sisters, Now this is just your which day, fifth or sixth day of your class, right? Now this is your sixth day of your class. Now on the sixth day, you can just read an Arabic sentence and you can understand its meaning. It's so simple, you know. So it's Ash-shamsu wal qamaru fis samai. Ash-shamsu means the sun. Wa, you learnt harfu ataf. On the first day you learnt harfu ataf wa. Al qamaru yani, al qamaru yani, it is the moon. Fis sama is again what? Shibu jumla. Okay. So what is the meaning of this sentence? The sun and the moon is in the sky. Ash-shamsu wal qamaru fis samai. The sun and the moon is in the sky. Now let's do the analysis of this. Okay. So I will say, now this is what? This is a Jumlatul Ismiya, right? This is Jumlatul Ismiya. Why? Because it begins with Ashams. Now when it is Jumlatul Ismiya, so what is it? It is most of the time Mubtada is Ma'rifa. So I am going to identify what it is talking about what. Now, if you notice at the sentence, here it says Ash-shamsu wal qamaru. So as a common sense, you will, from your common sense, you will say, so it's talking about the subject of the talk is sun and the moon. Yes, you are 100% right. But what does the Arabic grammar scholar say about it? I will tell you. Now, according to them, since this is starting with Ash-shamsu, so this is Mubtada. Ash-shamsu is Mubtada. I will tell you what is Al-Qamaru. Ash-shamsu is Mubtada. So Ash-shamsu is Mubtada. And I mentioned most of the time it is Marifa. So how it is Marifa? Because it has Lamut Ta'rif attached to that. Alif and Lam is attached to that. So if you want to make any nakira word, indefinite ism to definite, you will attach it with al. Okay. Now this is not needed for the proper names, for the people's name. Okay. So now Shamsun is in the nakira form. So to make it proper definite, you will say it ash-shamsu. So this is ma'rifa. Now this is mubtada, as I mentioned. So I told you mubtada is always marfu. Remember, mubtada is always marfu. Now it is marfu. How do you know it is marfu? Because marfu, the last sign of the letter is dhamma. And marfu are those ism which will only take dhamma or dhammatayn. Okay, that's the last sign of the of marfu, or those ism which is in the state of rafa. So Ash-shamsu is having dhamma, so that's another indication that it is marfu. Now what is wa? Wa is harfu ataf. Wa is harfu ataf. Now what is al-qamaru? Ideally to me, the subject of the talk is both of them, Shams and Qamar, both of them. But what is al-qamaru? Al-qamaru is ma'tuf ala shamsi, means this is joined to the Shams. Who is joining it? Harfu ataf. Wa is joining it. Like in English language, you say and. And is a joining, and joins two things. Okay, join two things. So if I want to say in English language, I want to say Muhammad, Bilal, and Yasir are in the room. Muhammad, Bilal, and Yasir are in the room. In the same way, you can tell it in Arabic also. How did I said in English? I said Muhammad, then I put comma after that. Then I wrote Bilal. Then after that I said and Yasir. So how do I write such list of items to group them so that they are all joined together? I will put comma, 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 and before the last word, I will put and. So if I want to say Muhammad, Bilal, Hamid, and Yasir. So before the last word, I would put and. But in Arabic language, it is not like that. In Arabic language, it is not like that. If they want, if an Arabic person, he wants to say that Muhammad, Bilal, Hamid, and Yasir are in the room. So how they will say? They will say Muhammadun wa Bilalun wa Hamidun wa Yasirun fil ghurfati. So what they will do is they will put wa after each and every of those words. So and so how you will write it, translate it in English? In English, you will say Muhammad and Bilal and Hamid and Yasir are in the room. That's how you will literally translate it. But normally in English, we do not write like that. Okay, we say Muhammad, Bilal, Yasir, or Hamid, whatever, and Yasir are in the room. But in Arabic, even if you have a list of items, 20, 30, 100, no problem. They will keep on separating it with va at all the places. Okay. So in that case, this likes what this word does is all the items that are coming after va and again after va, so they are all getting attached to the first item. So here there are only two items. So I'm saying ma'tuf ala shams. Ma'tuf ala shams. So in my case, the example that I gave you, Muhammad wa Bilal wa Yasir wa Hamid. If I am telling this, in that case, Muhammad wa Bilal. So Bilal is ma'tuf ala Muhammad. Then if I say wa Hamid, so then I will say Hamid is ma'tuf ala Muhammad. Then I say wa Yasir, then Yasir is ma'tuf ala Muhammad. So they all get joined to the first word. They all get joined to the first word. That's the rule. Just remember this. It's very simple, brothers and sisters. Arabic language is very analytical, very mathematical, very, very mathematical. And believe me, you will enjoy it. You will enjoy very soon. The more you will learn about its rules. So now here, so al-qamaru is ma'tuf ala shams. So ash-shamsu, but see, mubtada is ash-shams only. Mubtada is ash-shams. So since this is ma'tuf ala shams, so this will also have exact, it will have all the status, everything will be similar to mubtada. So if this is marfu, this is also marfu. Okay, it's always like that. So ash-shamsu wal qamaru fis samai. Okay, so what is fis sama? What is fis samai? Fis sama is, this is harfu jar and this is majroor. You know this already. Now this combination is jar majroor. So this combination is jar majroor. So what is fis samai? Fis sama is shibhu jumla khabar. Finish. That is my analysis. Fis sama is shibhu jumla khabar. So whenever it is jumla ismiya, I'm identifying two things in it: al mubtada and khabar. Now what is mubtada? Ash-shamsu, and khabar is shibhu jumla khabar fis samai. And what is wal qamaru? Wa is harfu ataf, al qamar is ma'tuf ala shamsi. Remember this. This is analysis. I hope it is not too much for you, brothers and sisters. But if you practice more and you will take all the sentences from the textbook, I don't want you to go into Quran yet and start searching for sentences, because you have not reached to that stage that you can go and start analyzing Quran now, because a lot of things you still have to learn. So, but at least you can open this chapter number 4, and you can do such analysis. Okay. Now let's go to the another harfu jar. Now there is another harfu jar which is called li. It is just single letter li. Now li means for. Li means for. In fact, li gives, it's more than for. It's in English language, I'm just saying for, but it is like if you'll go you'll see examples of this, so you'll understand it in a better way. So li is in fact it shows ownership. It shows ownership or belongivity. So so that is li. So li Muhammadin. If I say li Muhammadin, what does it mean? For Muhammad means it could be anything. So it is for Muhammad. Li Muhammadin. Okay. So this li letter gets attached to the any ism. Ideally, this was Muhammadun. Muhammadun is marfu. Muhammadun is marfu. It is in the state of rafa. The moment li is attached to that, now li is harfu jar. So since it is harfu jar, so what it has done, it has brought the status of Muhammad to the state of jar. So what it did, it made Muhammadin, it made it Majroor. So this is ism Majroor, this is harfu jar. In the same way, Hada li Muhammadin wa dhalika li Hamidin. This is another sentence. Hada li Muhammadin. Now you can understand this sentence. This is for Muhammad, wa dhalika li Hamidin, and that is for Hamid. This is for Muhammad, and that is for Hamid. Again, here same thing, li Muhammadin, like it made Muhammad Majroor. Same way, li Hamidin, it made Hamidun to Hamidin. Okay, due to li, it became Hamidin. Another example, which is the beginning of Surah Al-Fatiha. What is that? Alhamdu lillahi. Alhamdu lillahi. So ideally, what was this? Allahu. This was Allahu. Lillahi. How? Let me show you. I think I need to show you by typing. So, okay, let me share my. Okay, so here it is. So let me just. So ideally, what was this? What was this? What was this? This was Allahu. This was Allahu. So what I did is, this is harfu jar. Now this is harfu jar. So the moment I will attach harfu jar, li plus, I will attach this. So what it will do, this Allah will no more become, it will become Allahi. It will become Allahi. Now you notice that this alif was removed. In Lillahi, you notice this alif was missing. Why? Because Hamza, this is what Hamzatul Wasl. I explained to you in the first class that Hamzatul Wasl can be written in 3 styles. Okay. Now, one is this style, that it will not carry any sign over it. Another is it will be written like, this one. Okay, this is another style. So you can so this is how it is written. And the third thing I told you is it is sometimes completely omitted. So in the same way, here also, the moment li is attached, so that Hamzatul Wasl drops and it became lillahi. Okay, alhamdulillahi. So this is how these are the examples of li. We will learn another harfu jar today, which is bi. Bi means by or at or with bi. Okay, it's single letter b, and it's very simple. Now again, I would like to tell you, If I want to say Allah's name, okay, hmm? Name of Allah, for example, I want to say in English, name of Allah. So I will say Ismullahi. Means name. Now, this combination, you will learn it inshallah in the next chapter. I will not explain you how this Ismullahi is formed and why this is Allah. You learn this in the next chapter. So, but I just remember for now that name of Allah means Ismullahi. Ism, you know the meaning of ism. Ism means name. Ismullahi. So if I want to attach be with Ismullahi, what it will do? It will make this bismi. Ismu was in the state of Rafa. This is marfu. Now because of harfu jar bi, it will become ismi. It will not be ismu anymore. It will become ismi. So it will be bismillahi. So you can write it this way, or you can completely omit this. Bismillahi. So if you look in the Quran it is written this way. So sometimes this alif hamzatul wasl is completely omitted. Bismillahi. Okay. So what it will mean? Now it will mean with in the name of Allah, or with Allah's name. With Allah's name. By Allah's name. You can that will be the meaning of Bismillahi. So how many ism harfu jar we have learned till now? Okay. Fi, ala, min, ila. Yesterday these four I explained to you. Fi means in, ala means on, upon, over. Fi ala min means from, ila means to or towards. Fi ala min ila. And what else? Today, what else you have learned more? One is li and one is bi. One is li and one is bi. It's very simple. Okay. Now let's see some examples from Quran. Some examples from Quran. Now this is a ayah from Surah Al-Baqarah, the second surah of Quran. Lillahi ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. I have not quoted the whole ayah because I just want to show you that part which you have learned till now. Lillahi. Now you know Lillahi very well. You will never see in the Quran Lillahu coming. You will never see that. Never. Not a single place you will find that there is Lillahu. It is Lillahi. Why? Because Lam is harfu jar. Lillahi. Okay? For Allah. Or to Allah. You can say for Allah. Ma fis samawati. Whatever ma, this will be taught to you later. There is one ma that you learnt. What? In the first class, that is different. Okay, that is different. This ma is different. So as in English language, you may have different words, but they have different meaning. So in the same way, in Arabic, you have different words, but you may have different meaning. Here it is ma. You may have different types of ma, but you will know they are different. So it depends on in what context it is coming in the sentence. So you will understand, okay, this ma means that. Okay, so you'll understand it very soon. So here just time being, you remember ma means whatever. So here it says, the ayah says, Lillahi ma fi. Fi is harfu jar. As-samawat. As-samawat means. Now I told you an example I took today, that Ash-shamsu wal qamaru fis samai means the sun and the moon is in the sky. Now for us, we see everything is one, that sky. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying here, as-samawat. As-samawat, it means plural of sama. Sama means sky, plural of sama. Now, actually, it is not exactly sky. It means anything that you see above your head. I mean, in the space. So this shows that there are many, 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 many galaxies. There are many, many constellations. So this is the ayah. It's so, see the balagha of Quran. So this knowledge was not there. Allah could have said just sama, because people were accustomed to that. Okay, whatever they were accustomed to only the sky that they can see above. But Allah says, no, there is a world more than this. There are many, many skies. Skies means universes, you can say. It's not exactly the words. It's universes or constellations, galaxies, or you cannot say. So here it's saying, Fis samawati. Ideally, it should be as samawatu. That's plural. You will be learning this in later chapters, inshallah. So, but due to fi, it became samawati. Vama, and whatever. So Allah, here Allah is saying, to Allah, for Allah is whatever in the skies or whatever is in the universes, whatever is in the space. Vama fil earth, and whatever is in the earth. Because this ayah is coming to the human beings. So he's saying, where you are living, the earth where you are living, so to him belongs everything in the skies and in the earth. So fil ardi. This should be al ardu. This should be al ardu. Al ard means earth. 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 So it's same in English also, it's called earth. In Arabic it's called al ard. Okay, it's same. So fil ardi. Okay. Now here there is another ayah. إنما يأمركم بالسوء والفحشاء وأن تقولوا على الله ما لا تعلمون. So here it's talking about shaitan. So in this ayah, Allah is saying that shaitan will will uh, will will let you tell things about Allah about which you have no knowledge. So about which you have no knowledge. So that's why human being, he will, you know how they will start talking about God, saying, okay, this is God. If he'll say anything, he will say, this is God. So because whatever he's seeing in this world, so he will say without any knowledge, he will say that. So that's because shaitan is putting it in his heart. Alallahi, about Allah, or on the Allah, for Allah. Means about Allah. Allah means here, about here. Okay, means Allah, it means on or upon. So you will know it when you will go into Quran. Now here again, Subhanalladhi asra bi abdihi, bi abdihi. Now this word abdihi is a combination of three words actually. So here it has bi, abdun. Abdun means slave, and he. This you are going to learn once I will be teaching you attached pronouns. So you will learn this about this later on, inshallah. But just remember bi and abd. So it was abdun, and why it became abdi? So it became majroor. So it became bi abdi because of bi. In the same way, laylan minal masjidi, from Masjid al Haram, minal masjidi ilal Masjid al Aqsa. So this is, it's talking. This ayah is talking about the Isra of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. When the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he went during the night journey, when he went from Masjid al-Haram, from Makkah to Masjid al-Aqsa to Jerusalem, and then from there he was taken to the skies, and he saw many things in one night. So that you might be knowing. So this is what ila al-masjidi. Due to ila, it became al-masjidi. Okay, so there is one liman here. Liman is coming in this chapter probably. That's why I might have made this slide. But this will be coming a lot. Liman is, it means to whom, for whom, of whom, or who, something like that. And normally, liman is only used for aqil. It's only used for aqil. Means when it's talking about us human beings, that time it's liman is used. It's not used for objects, for animals. Liman means to whom. So, for example, I want to show to whom this bag belongs, to whom. For example, there is a bag lying here, or this this book belongs to whom. So I will say liman hadihil kitabu. Like that I will say hadal kitabu. So liman means to whom. Okay, for whom. There is another word. Ayna means where. Ayna means where. So you have to memorize this. So slowly these words are coming. You make a note of them. Just remember, Ayna means where. Okay. Now, today I'm going to just give you some introduction to fi'l. I'm going to give you some introduction to fi'l. Fi'l, which is verb. Okay. Fi'l, and I'm going to talk about al-fi'l al-madi. Now there are different kinds of fi'l, and I'm going to talk about fi'l al-madi. Now what is fi'l al-madi? Fi'l al-madi means the fi'l that deals with past. The fi'l that deals with past. Okay, so that is fi'l al-madi. And there is another type of fi'l that is called fi'l al-mudari, that deals with present and future. So in English language, you see, you have past, present, and future. So you have something called past tense, present tense, and future tense. In Arabic, there are only two terms used for them: fi'l al-madi or fi'l al-mudari. Now, fi'l al-mudari includes present and future also. So how you will differentiate between them? So when the time comes in second book, inshallah, you will understand that. So you don't need to worry about it. But now in this book, most of the fi'l that will be coming will be fi'l al-madi. Madi means past. Now, whenever you are talking about fi'l, so fi'l means there's some action, there's some movement. Okay, there's some movement, there's some action. Now, ism are just names. Now, when it comes to fi'l, there is an action. So whenever there is an action, so there is always the doer of the action. There is always a doer of the action. So when there is an action, there is a doer of the action. So when there is a movement, so there is a doer of the movement. So fi'l will be always having fa'il. So if I am saying if I'm saying I went, so there is action here, there is a movement, and the action is went. Now that's a went means I went. So it's an action here. Now who is the doer of the action? I is the doer of the action. So I is fa'il. In Arabic, doer of action is called fa'il, the one who does the fi'l, and the action itself is called fi'l. Remember this. The action itself is called fi'l. So he went. So fi'l is went. He is fa'il. He is fa'il. He left or he exited. So action is here is fi'l is left or exited, and he is fa'il. He returned. Now he returned means this is the action. The returned is the fi'l, and fa'il, the doer, is he. So mostly I'm talking about third person here in this, because in this book, in this chapter, it's mostly talking about third person. So all these examples I took related to he only, and I'm not taking examples of she, because again, still now feminine has not been taught till chapter 4. It will be coming in future. So when the time comes, inshallah, we'll be talking about female pronouns and other things also. Okay. He sat. Again, what is the action? Sat is the action, and that's fi'l. So fa'il is he. Okay, so it's very simple. Now by default, always fa'il is marfu'. Again, you look at think about anything, any sentence from the common sense. He went. Who's the main subject, or who's the main person who's doing the action? That's he. So the main, I would say, the main king or the prince of the sentence is always marfu. Remember this. The prince or the king of the sentence is always marfu. He is in the highest status. So fa'il will always be marfu. So he is always marfu. He is marfu. He is marfu. He is marfu. Remember this. Okay. So there are three things when it is coming to a sentence, verbal sentence, or Jumla Fi'liya. In Jumla Fi'liya, there are three things coming: fi'l, which is action; fa'il, which is doer of action; and whatever is the remaining. So for example, I've said he went to the school. So to the school, that will be the remaining part of the sentence is called maf'ool bihi. Just remember this. The remaining part of the sentence is called maf'ool bihi. So when it is coming to Jumlatul Fi'liya, these are the three things I will be identifying: fail, file, maf'ool bihi. When it comes to Jumlatul Ismiya, what am I going to look into that? Mubtada, khabar. Mubtada, khabar. When it is Jumlatul Fi'liya, it is fail, file, maf'ool. Fail, file, maf'ool. Remember this, okay? So it's very simple, you will remember it. Okay, this lesson deals with only third person. I already told you. Now, doer can be two types. Doer can be two types. Now, it can be hidden. Sometimes the doer is not shown in the sentence, he's hidden. So that hidden fail is called damirun, it's called mustatir. Okay, just remember it's mustatir. I will show you from the example how it is hidden in the sentence. And sometimes in the sentence, the doer is shown in the sentence. Now, from example, you will understand these things. So there are two types of file. Either it is hidden or it is not hidden. Either it is hidden or it is present in the sentence. But when it is present in the sentence, the rule is it is always coming after the fail. It is always coming after the fail. It will not come before the fail. Now let me give you an example. Zahaba. Zahaba means he went. Zahaba means he went. Now here I am not writing with it he. There is no he written with that. Zahaba itself includes the meaning of he. For example, people who are familiar with Urdu language, they will know if I want to say about any male person, I will say Gaya. I will say Gaya. What does Gaya means? Gaya, this word includes it includes the file in it. It means it indicates that it's talking about a male person who left, who went. A male person who went. So just saying Gaya is sufficient to say that. So here, Zahaba is in the same way in Arabic, Zahaba, it's sufficient to say Zahaba. The moment I say Zahaba, it includes the meaning he in that. Okay? So Zahaba. So here, file is hidden. Here, file is hidden. Because it's hidden in the meaning of fa'il itself. He left or exited means kharaja. These some fail you have to remember. Zahaba means he went. Kharaja means he left. Raja'a, he returned. Raja'a, he returned. Jalasa, he sat. Jalasa, he sat. Okay. Zahaba, he went. Kharaja, he left. Raja'a, he returned. Jalasa, he sat. Zahaba, he went. Kharaja, he left. Raja'a, he returned. Jalasa, he sat. Okay. Now, two types of Jumla we learnt. Jumla Ismiya and Jumla Fi'liya. When I'm talking about Jumla Ismiya, what are the two things you should be looking into that? Al-Mubtada, Al-Khabar. When I'm talking about Jumla Fi'liya, what are the three things you should be looking into that? Fi'l, Fa'il, Maf'ool bihi. Remember this. This is a you can save this slide for your notes, you know. When it is Jumla Ismiya, these two things you should be looking for. When it is Jumla Fi'liya, these three things you should be looking for. There is more to this. You don't need to know about them now. You will know it inshallah in future. So let's take some of the examples. I told you that the file or the doer of the action can be hidden or not hidden. So I will take an example when the file is hidden. It's called mustatir. When the file is hidden, it's called mustatir. So for example, someone asked a question, Ayna Hamidun. Ayna, I told you the meaning of Ayna just few slides before. What's the meaning of Ayna? Ayna means where in English. Ayna Hamidun, where is Hamid? Ayna Hamidun, where is Hamid? So my answer is ذهبا إلى المدير. ذهبا إلى المدير. Now ذهب means went, and I said he went. He went إلى المدير. He went. Al-mudir means al-mudiru means principal or a manager. It could be. Now let's say we are talking about students here. So here Hamid could be a student. Let's assume that he's a student. So in that case, al-mudiru means principal or the headmaster of the school, let's say. So ذهب إلى المدير. So he went to the principal. He went to the headmaster of the school. That's the meaning of that. So ذهب, this is what kind of jumla is this? It's starting from fa'il. So this is Jumla Fi'liya. Looking at this sentence, I know this is Jumla Fi'liya. ذهب إلى المدير. This is Jumla Fi'liya. The moment it is Jumla Fi'liya, I'm looking for three things. What is the Fi'liya? ذهبا. He went. This is the Fi'liya. This is ذهبا. And where is fa'il? Fa'il is mustatir. It is hidden inside this. Fa'il is mustatir. It is hidden inside that. But looking at the question, I know that fa'il, it is referring to Hamid. It is referring to Hamid. But when you look at this sentence only, for me it is mustatir. So when you are looking at just the sentence, you should just say fa'il is mustatir. So what is remaining is this is maf'ool bihi ila al-mudiri. Okay, that's the analysis of Jumlatul Fi'liya. That's the analysis of a verbal sentence. Okay, so this is simple. Now what is ila al-mudiri? Further I can talk about ila al-mudiri. You know already. Ila is harfu jar. Al-mudir is majroor. Al-mudiri, it was al-mudiru, but due to ila it became al-mudiri. Due to ila it became al-mudiri. Just I want to ask you, brothers and sisters, am I going too fast? Because you can ask questions on the chat window. You can ask questions. A little bit of fast. Why is Hamid having tanween, not kasra, when followed by Ayna? Okay, what is the rule I told to you that ism should become majroor? Till now I have taught you only one rule, that as ism will become majroor when harfu jar will come before it. There is no other rule I taught you about. I only taught you about this rule yesterday, that if a harfu jar will come before any ism, then it will be majroor. Ayna is not a harfu jar. Ayna is, I told you, I didn't say that it is harfu jar. I told you that Ayna is it means where. It is not a harfu jar. So please do not misunderstand me. Okay, so let me go back to the slide. Okay, so if there was a confusion to others also, I want to show you. Ayna or Liman, these are not harfu jar. Liman is not harfu jar. These are used when questions will be asked. Okay, so this is not harfu jar. Ayna is not harfu jar. Ayna means where. It's used for questioning. Okay, so remember this. Okay, so okay, let me go. Fine. So ila is harfu jar. Al-mudiru became al-mudiri because it is majroor. So this combination is called jar majroor. This combination is called Jaar Majroor. So what is this called also? It's called Shibhu Jumla. Now I have not written here Shibhu Jumla Khabar. Why I have not written Shibhu Jumla Khabar? Because this sentence is Jumla Fi'liya. In Jumla Fi'liya, I am not looking for Khabar. I am looking for Fi'l, Fa'al, Maf'ool. I am not looking for Khabar. Fi'l, Fa'al, and Maf'ool. So I will just call it as Shibhu Jumla. It's like a sentence. Okay. So this is the analysis of the Jumla Fi'liya. Now, let's take another example in which file is present in the sentence. File is present in the sentence. So let me see, any question is there? Okay. Now, just remind me if any question is there. Okay. So, so a file is present in the sentence. Now, this is a sentence. ذهب حامد إلى المسجد. Now, you can easily say Hamid, you can see its translation, Hamid went to the masjid. Hamid went to the masjid. Zahaba Hamidun ilal masjidi. Hamid went to the masjid. Now the sentence begins with Zahaba. Zahaba is fi'l. So what kind of jumla is this? Jumla fi'liya. That is the first thing you will say. This is Jumla Fi'liya. When it is Jumla Fi'liya, the first thing I will look for is fi'l. This is fi'l. Zahaba Hamidun. What is fa'il? Who went? Who went? Who is the doer of Zahaba? Hamidun. So fa'il is Hamidun. And I mentioned where fa'il is always coming after fi'l. It will not be coming before fi'l. If this Hamid was before Zahaba, that is not fa'il. That is not fa'il. Okay? It will always come after fi'l. So it will always be coming after the fi'l. So this is fa'il. So what is this? This is maf'ool bihi. Now what is ila al-masjidi? Again same thing. Ila is harfu jar. Al-masjidu was al-masjidu. It became al-masjidi because of ila. So this is harfu jar. This is ism majroor. And the combination of this is jar majroor. And it is shibhu jumla. I will not say shibhu jumla khabar because this is jumla fi'liya. Is it clear, brothers and sisters? Is it clear or not? Okay. If there is any difficulty, please let me know on the chat window. Okay. So this is another example. Now, mu'annas. I think this is new topic. So I will give 2 minutes are left. Anyone wants to ask question by audio, he can ask. It should not be related to anything else other than this topic only. Okay. So whoever wants to ask a question, he can flag his hand. He can flag his hand or her hand in Zoom. So whoever is who wants to ask a question by audio, you can flag your hand. Otherwise, you can tap. You can type in the chat window. Okay. So if there is no question, then I will stop this session. 1 more minute left. Yeah. So Sister Liman is combination of 2 harfu jar. No. I leave it for time being, sister. Just I don't want you to confuse. Yeah. So just leave. Remember this Liman as Liman only. To whom? Okay. For whom? To whom? Or whose? Okay. For the time being, just assume Liman is that. Okay. So it seems, mashallah, you all are very good students. You all are understanding. Okay. So what is the meaning of maf'ool bihi? Take piecemeal by piecemeal, sister. Time being, remainder of the sentence is maf'ool bihi. Just remember that. Okay. We will go into these details later on when the time comes. In second book, we will be going in depth into maf'ool bihi. Time being, remember this only, that there is fayal, which is action, fayal, who is the doer of the action, and remainder part is maf'ool bihi. There is more than maf'ool bihi in Jumla Fi'liya. I'm not talking about it. Time being, just remember these three things. Maf'ool bihi is the remainder of the sentence. Okay. So, fine. So, no more question. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. Inshallah, next class will be on next Tuesday, same time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.